Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lisle, Illinois. I'm CJ Sellner on the Cougar Sports Network, powered by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. Glad you could join us here. Just about 4 hours behind schedule, but we do have baseball action for you here today. The Cougars coming in number one in the country. They will take on the UW-Lacrosse team that comes in receiving votes in the top 25. This game was these doubleheaders were originally scheduled to take place in River Forest, but obviously we're not there right now. We're playing here at the campus of Benedictine University here in Lisle, Illinois. Glad you could join us here. First of two games here today. Setting up your defense for the Cougars here in Game 1. It's same as Game 1 was yesterday. Brandon, Tyrell, and Fouth from left to right. Van Duzer, Mercado, Benavides, Mariotti third to first. Your battery here in Game 1 for the Cougars. It is Justin Rodriguez behind the plate. And on the mound for the Cougars is Noah Dressler. Noah Dressler getting his first start of the year for CUC. We've seen a lot in relief so far. So far on this season, he has a 3.06 ERA, a 2-0 record, making his 8th appearance. Has worked 17 and 2/3 innings, allowing 19 hits, 6 earned runs, striking out 20 with 9 walks. Opponents batting just .268 against him. For the Eagles here today, it'll be Zach Carney, Nate Helly, Brennan Schmidt, Carson Youngquist 1 through 4, Cal Tully, Brady Stoltzman, Shane Coker, Jake McClellan, Alex Robson, rounding out the batting order here for the Eagles. Throw down to second. It's time for baseball here in Lisle. Glad you could join us here. Once again, CUC will be in the home whites. They'll be the home team for both games here today. UW-Lacrosse coming down yesterday. A lot of rain in the Chicagoland area today, but luckily we have great hosts here at Benedictine. Lights on the field so we can play late into the night. Noah Dressler getting ready for the Cougars. The right-hander making his first start of the year. It'll be Carney to lead off, the center fielder. First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Carney on the season, a .301 hitter, making his 25th start of the year for Lacrosse. 1-0 pitch from Dressler, called strike on the outside corner, and the count evens at 1-1. Lacrosse on the season coming in with a 15-9 overall record. They are 11-3 in the WIAC conference, which is widely regarded as one of the tops in the country, as that one misses, now 2-1. Dressler readies the 2-1 pitch. Swung and missed. Count evens at 2-2. Last time out, Lacrosse split a doubleheader with UW Stout on the 16th, so just 2 days ago. The 2-2 pitch. Off the outside corner, and the count runs full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count from Dressler. The pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him on the outside corner with the heater for out number 1. One away here in the Lacrosse half of the first. It will bring up Nate Hiley. Hiley on the season, a .350 hitter in 24 games for Lacrosse. Has 36 hits, 25 driven in. First offering from Dressler, misses down and away for a ball, 1-0. Dressler last season for CUC did get a few starts, as that one swung on and missed to even the count at 1-1. Dressler had 5 starts last season with a .357 ERA and a 4-0 record. Winds and the 1-1. Called strike on the inside corner. Now 1-2. Dressler facing a UW-Lacrosse team that hits .298 as a group on the season. Kick and the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit foul, and we'll do it again at 1-2. CUC pitching's been strong this season, ranking in the top 10 in the country in team ERA. Currently, as a group, a 2.54 ERA. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed off the outside corner. Second strikeout of the inning for Dressler. 2 outs in the inning now for Lacrosse, and I'll bring up Brennan Schmidt, the third baseman. Schmidt, a 366 hitter on the season for UW-Lacrosse. Top hitter in this Lacrosse lineup that's been playing every day. First pitch from Dressler is swung and popped foul, straight back and out of play. No balls, 1 strike the count. Kick and the 0-1 pitch. Misses down as the count evens at 1-1. CUC has not had to use a lot of pitching in this busy stretch, getting good starts consistently from Krinnigan, Strepick over the last few games. Also, you have Cole Carmen, Adam Gregory giving good outings as well, as that one misses outside. Now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike the count here to Schmidt. He has 10 doubles and 4 home runs to his record, as that one's popped into shallow left. Playable for Connor Brandon, who will camp under it and make the catch, and that will do it for the Eagles in the first. In the inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left. We're through a half inning here in Lisle. Your score, Eagles nothing, Cougars coming to bat. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Going to the bottom of inning number 1 for the Cougars, it's Mercado, Benavides, Van Duzer due up, followed by Mariotti, Brandon, Tyrell. Kaye, Rodriguez, Fouth close out the Cougar lineup here in Game 1. They will go up against Mason McMahon. Right-hander has a 2.45 ERA on the season and a 3-1 record in 5 starts. Has worked 29 1/3 innings for the Eagles with 36 strikeouts to 18 walks. First pitch to Mercado is down for a ball, 1-0. Wind and the 1-0 pitch here to Mercado is swung and fouled straight back off the netting, and the count evens at 1-1. Mercado, a .402 hitter on the season for CUC, making his 25th start. Leads the team with 29 stolen bases on the year. 1-1, bounces in, now 2-1. Temperatures hovering in the low 50s here at game time as the lights have come on here in Lisle. It'll be a chilly one tonight by the time game 2 of the doubleheader is over. Line down the 2-1 pitch to Mercado. Well away, and the count runs to 3-1. Since 2012, CUC is 6-4 against Lacrosse. Last time these two teams faced off, CUC won a 14-8 game bet last year. As this one's lined into right by Mercado, it will be caught for out number 1. One out in the inning now. That will bring up Braden Benavidez, the Cougars' second baseman.
Batting second, the second baseman, number 20, Braden Benavidez.
Benavidez on the season for CUC, a .321 hitter in his freshman campaign. Ranks 4th on the team with 24 driven in, as that one skied on the infield. Calling for it and making the catch over the shoulder is the second baseman, Robson, for out number 2. 2 outs now in the Cougar half of the first. The batter will be Brian Van Duzer.
Number 9, Brian Van Duzer.
Van Duzer, the top hitting overall player for CUC, hitting .410 on the year. Has 34 hits, 10 doubles, 3 homers, and a team-high 32 driven in. Wind in the 0-0 pitch to Van Duzer, bounces in there for a ball, 1-0. Wind blowing out to right here in Lisle. Seems this year more than any before. CUC has been on the receiving end of the wind blowing out as the 1-0 pitch misses outside. CUC does come into today with 33 home runs on the year. They've begun to chase a 2009 record set with 47 team home runs on the year. CUC with a lot of games left to play as that one's fouled off. With a good number of those coming at home, see if they can continue to add to that total. They hit 4 yesterday in the doubleheader sweep of Lakeland. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Van Duzer. McMahon winds the 2-1 pitch off the outside corner, and the count runs to 3-1. Brody Mariotti would be due up next if Van Duzer can reach. Kick in the 3-1. Swung on and fouled off. Catcher of Lacrosse took a big hit there. Count will be full at 3-2. McMahon has good velocity on the mound. Van Duzer in his own right can provide some power as that one went right up into the grill of McClellan. Athletic trainer Olivia Zander from CUC out there to check him out. Three balls, 2 strikes to count. It will be when we resume play once again. 2 outs in the Cougar half. McClellan looks like he will stay in this ball game. As they will give a couple warm-up pitches here to make sure McClellan's all right. Oh, we'll just say he's all right. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Here to Van Duzer. McMahon gets his sign, winds. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball misses for ball 4, and the Cougars will have a 2-out base runner. With a man on, that'll bring up Brody Mariotti, the Cougar first baseman.
The first baseman, number 8, Brody
Mariotti hitting .337 on the season for CUC. Has 9 homers, 6 doubles, and 32 driven in. Van Duzer over at first with 2 away. First pitch to Mariotti in there for a called strike at the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count to Mariotti. McMahon's only given up 8 earned runs in total as they take a check on Van Duzer. No balls, 1 strike to count. McMahon gets his sign, healthy lead for Van Duzer. Kick and the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses in the dirt, and the count evens at 1-1. Lacrosse as a team has a 3.78 ERA on the year. As a staff, they average just actually equal to a strikeout per inning, 207 strikeouts and 207 innings of work. 1-1 the count here to Mariotti. Pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, the count to Mariotti. Van Duzer walked 3 times yesterday. People have been pitching around him a bit, but you don't get a lot of a break when you have Mariotti standing on deck as he takes a fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Deuces wild. Van Duzer with the short lead over at first. McMahon kicks the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball right by him for the first strikeout of the day. For the Cougars in the bottom half of the first, no runs, no hits. They leave 1. Your score through 1 inning here in Lisle. Cougars nothing, Eagles nothing. Back here in back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. It'll be 4-5-6 due up for Lacrosse here in the second. It'll be Carson Youngquist to lead off. Dressler working a 1-2-3 first inning with 2 strikeouts. As the first pitch misses down away for ball 1. Youngquist on the season hitting .359. Making his 19th start of the year. 1-0 pitch is swung and tapped in front of home plate. Rodriguez will pick it up and throw to Mariotti at first, and there's 1 away. With 1 away now, that'll bring up the right fielder, Cal Tully. Tully, a .296 hitter on the season for Lacrosse has a team-high 13 walks this season. First pitch runs inside to the left-hander for a ball, 1-0. Dressler working quickly, the 1-0 pitch. Swan in line down the left field line, and it'll be fair down into the corner. Hits the fence, and it will be a stand-up double as Brandon will get it in. So with one out, Lacrosse will have a runner in scoring position here in the second.
Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 34.
With one on and one out now, that'll bring up Brady Stoltzman, the first baseman. Stoltzman, a .409 hitter on the Lacrosse side, making his fifth start of the year. He's 9 for 22 with 3 driven in. First pitch from Dressler is grounded right side. Benavides ranging to his left makes a play. Throw over to first is in time, and there's 2 away in the inning. Youngquist advancing to third on the play. 2 outs, though, and will bring up the left fielder for Lacrosse.
Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 21, Shane Coker.
It'll be Shane Coker, the batter. 2 outs in the top of the second for Lacrosse. A low pitch from Dressler is a fastball that misses just down, 1-0. First of 2 scheduled games here, both 9-inning contests between these two sides. Two teams that are familiar with each other. They faced off in the regional multiple times, including 2 years ago now when CUC made the first trip to the World Series. 2 balls, no strikes to count here from Dressler to Coker. The pitch, Swan and grounded towards Benavides. Fumbled initially, he recovers and throws over to Mariotti in time, and that will do it for Lacrosse in the second. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit and 1 left. We're through 1.5. Lacrosse nothing, Cougars nothing.
Left on base.
Back here in Lisle, Illinois, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. It'll be Connor Brandon to lead off for the Cougars here as we play on into the bottom of the second. 5-6-7 due up. CUC left a man stranded without a hit in the first. As the first pitch to Brandon misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. On the season, Connor Brandon hitting .346 for CUC with 7 homers and 30 driven in. As this one swung and popped foul straight back to even the count at 1-1. In total, Brandon has 17 extra base hits of his 28 hits on the year. Slugging percentage of .765. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on him here. The pitch. A big curveball in there for a called strike, and it's 1-2. McMahon's only given up 14 hits on the year in 29 and a third innings of work. Wind in the 1-2. Swung on and spoiled foul off the end of the bat. We'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strike again to Brandon. Curveball, spoiled foul. Count remains 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes account here to Brandon. McMahon gets his sign, winds and deals. Curveball in there, taken for a called strike 3. And there's one away in the Cougar half of the second. With 1 out now, that brings up Keegan Tyrell, the Cougar center fielder. Tyrell hitting .224 on the season, making his 25th start. Has 19 hits to his credit, 7 doubles and a homer, and 19 driven in. First pitch to him is swung on and missed at a fastball, and it's 0-1. McMahon gets his sign, winds, and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball called strike on the outside corner, and Tyrell finds himself in an 0-2 hole. No balls, 2 strikes the count. McMahon kicks and deals the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball right by him up in the zone. And there's 2 outs in the Cougar half. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Mateo Kaye, the Cougar designated hitter. Kaye hitting .500 on the season for CUC, making his 16th start. He's 26 of 52 with 3 doubles and 2 homers. Wind in, the first offering is outside for a ball, 1-0. 3:30 to left, 3:15 to right down the lines here at the BU Sports Complex. As the 1-0 misses down, now 2-0. 340 and 360 respectively to right and left center, and then 402 to straightaway center. 2-0 the count and the pitch. Bounces in there, and it's 3-0 now to Kaye. Three balls, no strikes to the Cougar DH. The pitch misses up for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk will put a runner on for CUC with 2 away. Second walk of the day by McMahon. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Justin Rodriguez, the Cougar catcher. Rodriguez, a .296 hitter on the season, making his 15th start for CUC. Has 6 driven in and 2 doubles. 0-0 offering fastball called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Kaye with good speed over at first. Kick in the 0-1. Bounces in there, blocked behind the dish by McClellan to keep Kaye at first. With as wet as the ground is, with all the rain that came into the Chicagoland area, anything hitting the gaps will get knocked down quickly, just with how soft the ground is. 1-1 the count. pitch is a breaking ball. Count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the Cougar half of the second. Kai with the short lead over at first. Kick and the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. He caught Rodriguez with a hook, and that will do it for the Cougars in the bottom half. In the inning, no runs on no hits. They leave 1. We're through 2 here in Lisle. Cougars nothing, Lacrosse nothing. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Jake McClellan, the catcher, to lead off for Lacrosse as we play on to the third. First pitch swinging down the right field side. Calling for it and making the catch is Brody Mariotti for out number 1. That's not an easy play down the right field line as it went out of your screen on the right-hand side. But a nice basket catch by Mariotti, and there's one away.
The second baseman, number 28, Alex Robson.
With one out now, that'll bring up Alex Robson, the second baseman. Robson, a .205 hitter on the season for Lacrosse. Kick and the 0-0 offering from Dressler is a fastball that runs inside for ball 1. Dressler worked around a one-out double last inning. Able to strand Tully at third. Kick and the 1-0. Breaking ball misses down and away. Now 2-0. Cougars straight up across the board, infield and outfield, the 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses well high for 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes at count. UW-Lacrosse, a team that was receiving votes in both top 25 polls this week, as the 3-0 pitch is a called strike at the belt. Three and 1 the count from Dressler. Kick and the pitch. Fastball tails just off the inside corner for ball 4. A one-out walk will put a base runner on and turn the lineup over for the Eagles.
Center fielder, number 8, Zach Carney.
It'll bring up Zach Carney, the center fielder, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Dressler working out of the stretch. Kicks the 0-0. Breaking ball chopped foul towards the Cougar dugout on the third base side for strike 1. Lacrosse, a team that does not get overly aggressive on the base paths, just 30 of 40 in stolen base attempts on the season. That's compared to a CUC team that's 76 of 95, as this one's lifted into shallow right. Coming in and calling for it is Fouth, and he will make the catch, and there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that will bring up the shortstop, number 19, Nate Hiley. Hiley struck out his first time up. 2 outs here in the Lacrosse half of the third. Dressler kicks the 0-0. Fastball in there for a called strike. CUC 6-4 against this UW-Lacrosse team. They played twice last season up in La Crosse, Wisconsin. CUC taking both games in that series by scores of 14-8 and 8-3. As that one misses for a ball, now 1-1. CUC has won the last 4 in this series. Going back to 2017 when they beat La Crosse twice en route to the World Series in the Midwest Regional. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count, as that one misses down in the dirt, and Rodriguez with a good block behind the plate. Last time Lacrosse defeated CUC, that came in 2017 in Winter Haven, Florida, when Lacrosse beat the Cougars 6-2. 2 balls, 1 strike to count from Dressler. Kick and the pitch. Swan and grounded towards short. Fielded by Mercado, who will flip to Benavides, and that will do it for Lacrosse in the third. In the inning, no runs, no hits, and they leave 1. We're through 2.5 here in Lisle. Your score remains 0-0. Back here in Lisle, Illinois, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Cougars here in the third. Matt Fouth to lead off. Fouth, Mercado, Benavides due up here against McMahon. CUC without a hit thus far. McMahon with 4 Ks on the day. Kick and the first pitch to Fouth is Swan and Fouth straight back, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Fouth, who is a .268 hitter on the season for CUC, making his 18th start. Kick and the 0-1 pitch is Swan and fouled off. The catcher, McClellan, once again. He's gotten beaten up behind home plate, and we've only played not even 3 full innings. 0-2 the count as they want to check on McClellan once again. McClellan shakes everybody off and tells them he's all right, so he'll stay in once again after getting knocked in the head for a second time already in this ballgame. 0-2 the count on fouls. McMahon gets his sign, winds in the 0-2 pitch. Fastball well high for ball 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. The right-hander winds and deals. A breaking ball off the outside corner. Fouth able to check his swing. Now 2-2. Both fan bases flying their respective flags down the first and third base line. 2-2 the count here. McMahon readies the pitch. Swan and spoiled foul down the first base side, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count here to Fouth. McMahon looking for his 5th strikeout of the day. Gets his sign, winds the 2-2 pitch. Swan and missed. He blew a fastball by him up in the zone for the first out of the inning. Strikeout number 5 of the day. And that will turn the lineup over for CUC and bring up Jose Mercado.
The shortstop, number 1, Jose Mercado.
Mercado lined out to right back in the first. One away here. Wind in the 0-0 pitch to Mercado. It's a fastball outside for ball 1. Mercado, a .402 hitter on the year. Wind in the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, called strike on the outside corner. Mercado not too enthused with the call, now 1-1. Wind in the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 2. Mercado not happy at all with that one. 1-2 the count. McMahon gets his sign from McClellan. Winds in the 1-2. Fastball inside, and it hit Mercado. And the Cougars will have a 1-out base runner. With the speedy Mercado aboard, that will bring up Brayden Benavidez, the Cougars' second baseman. Benavidez 0 for 1, popped out to second base his first time up.
Second baseman, number 20, Brayden Benavidez.
Mercado wore that one tough. That's going to leave a nice bruise after this game. Benavidez the batter now. Third base runner of the day for CUC. They've had a man on in each of the first 3 innings. First pitch, breaking balls in the dirt, blocked by McClellan, and it's 1-0. One ball, no strikes to count. McMahon gets his sign. Kick the 1-0. Breaking ball misses, and it's 2-0. McMahon showing a lot of good curveballs and a high-velocity fastball here against CUC thus far. Kicked and the 2-0. Swan and popped up by Benavidez. Playable for the right fielder for Lacrosse, who will make the catch, and there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Brian Van Duzer,
Third baseman, number 9,
the Cougar third baseman. Van Duzer was walked in his first time up. See if the Cougars put Mercado in motion here. First pitch, Mercado goes. Throw down to second is not in time as Mercado steals second. So a man in scoring position now for CUC. 0-1 the count on Van Duzer. Van Duzer this season with runners in scoring position is a .514 hitter. He's 19 for 37. Van Duzer with a team-high 32 RBIs on the year. Oh, and 1 the count, the pitch. It's a curveball that misses up and in. Count evens at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Playing on in the bottom of the third here in Lisle, Illinois. Kick and the 1-1. In the dirt, good hold there by Van Duzer. Now 2-1. Big game in terms of strength of schedule for both these teams. Lacrosse taking on the number 1 team in the country. CUC taking on a team receiving votes in the top 25. Cougars coming in 23-1 overall, winners of 23 straight ball games. 2 today. 2-1 the count here. Kick the pitch. Swung on and missed. Throw down to third is not in time as Mercado takes his second base. And they're going to put Mercado back at second. I believe they're going to say time was called and no pitch. That'd be my only explanation of why Mercado has to go back. Oh, 2-2 the count. So the count's 2-2. If Mercado had to go back, you would assume it would have been a dead ball. Unless they said Van Duzer fouled it off. That's the only explanation why a strike would be put on the board. 2-2 the count. 2 outs in the inning. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball misses off the outside corner just barely. McMahon thought he had Van Duzer looking. The count runs full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mercado at second would score easily on a base hit. Shift on here for Van Duzer. The second baseman Robson playing up the middle. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed, and Van Duzer goes down on strikes. In the inning for CUC, no runs, no hits. They leave a man on. We're through 3 here in Lisle. Your score remains Cougars 0, Eagles 0. Back here in Lyle, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here as we play on into the top of the fourth here at the BU Sports Complex on the campus of Benedictine University. Noah Dressler on for his fourth inning work as the first pitch nicks the inside corner for strike one. He will face 3-4-5 of the lacrosse order this half inning. 0-1 pitch is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Brendan Schmidt, the batter, the third baseman, flew out to left his first time up. Kick and the 1-1. Well outside. Now 2-1. Two balls, one strike the count from Dressler. Kick and the pitch. Just catching the outside corner at the knees. Now 2-2. Sun trying to peek out a little bit through heavy cloud cover here in Lyle. Wind blowing out heavy to right field. Wind in the 2-2 pitch. Swan and hit sharply to first, fielded by Mariotti on a hop, and he will step on first, and there's one away. One away in the lacrosse half. The batter now will be Carson Youngquist, the designated hitter. Youngquist hit a tapper in front of the catcher last time up. On the season, a .359 hitter. One away here in the lacrosse half. Dressler kicks the 0-0 pitch. Swan and popped up in foul ground and will push out into the cheap seats for strike one. No balls, one strike to count. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, and the count levels at 1-1. One ball, one strike. The pitch. Swan and grounded back up the middle for a base hit. Second hit of the day for the Eagles. Puts a one-out base runner on here in the fourth. With one on and one out now, that will bring up Cal Tully. Tully, the right fielder, doubled down the left field line his first time up. First offering is down and away for ball one. Runner on here for Lacrosse. Just 2 hits total in the ballgame, both of those coming on the Lacrosse side. Quick check on the runner over at first. One ball, no strike to count on Tully, the right fielder. 0-0 ball game here in Lyle. Kick and the 1-0. Runner goes. Hit and run is on. It's right in front of home plate. Dressler will barehand and go to first for the easy out. Runner advancing to second on the play. 2 outs now in the fourth. And the batter will be Brady Stoltzman.
First baseman number 34, Brady Stoltzman.
Stoltzman on the season, a 409 hitter. 2 outs here with a runner in scoring position for Lacrosse in the fourth. Dressler gets his sign from Rodriguez. kicks the 0 pitch. Called strike just on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Stolzman on the season a .400 hitter, 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 2 outs here in the Lacrosse half. Kick and the 0-1. Pitch down in the dirt, and the count evens at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away in the inning. Dressler kicks the 1-1. Down in the dirt, gets just behind Rodriguez. Runner will hold at second. Count now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike the count. As the game reaches the 1 hour mark here in game number 1 of our doubleheader. Long pause for Dressler, the 2-1 pitch. Swan and lifted foul and out of play over the first base side, which houses UW-Lacrosse. Count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Deuces wild in the top of the 4th. Benavides holding the runner on at second. Dressler kicks the 2-2. Swan and hit well into center field. Going back is Tyrell, and he will make the catch just short of the warning track, and that will do it for Lacrosse in the 4th. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. We're through 3.5. Cougars nothing, Lacrosse nothing. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you can join us here as we head on to the bottom of the 4th. Here in Lisle, it will be Brody Mariotti to lead off for the Cougars as he takes a big swing at the first pitch, and it's fouled straight back out of play. And no, the wind pushes it back. I overassumed that one. So a pop out in foul ground by Mariotti, and there's one away in the Cougar 4th. So with 1 out now, that'll bring up Connor Brandon, the left fielder. He went down looking back in the 2nd. First pitch swinging, it's hit high and well to center field. Going back on it and camping under it is the center fielder Carney to make the catch, and there's quickly 2 outs in the Cougar half of the 4th. With 2 outs now, they'll bring up Keegan Tyrell, the center fielder. Tyrell one of 5 strikeout victims thus far for CUC against McMahon. Two outs here in the Cougar half of the fourth. Kick and the first offering is a fastball in the inside corner for strike one. McMahon's definitely got more velocity and more quality stuff than what CUC's seen as of recently with games in conference. The 0-1 pitch is grounded foul down the third base side, and it's 0-2. McMahon, the ace of this UW-Lacrosse team. Interesting choice by Lacrosse, who played 2 conference games on the 16th just 2 days ago, to save their top 2 arms from what we've been told for this doubleheader today against CUC. Wind in the 0-2 pitch. Swan spoiled foul, and we'll do it again at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the Cougar half of inning number 4. Wind in the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good hold there. Count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Wind and the pitch. Swung and missed. He chased a fastball up in the zone. And that will do it for the Cougars in inning number 4. In the inning, CUC goes out in order. We go to the 5th here in Lisle. Your score remains Cougars 0, Eagles 0. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. We go to the top of the 5th. It will be 7-8-9 due up for Lacrosse in the inning. It'll be Shane Coker to lead off. He grounded out to second back in the second inning. First pitch from Dressler is grounded towards Benavides. Fielded on a big hop. He will throw over to first. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 5th for the Eagles. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Jake McClellan, the catcher. McClellan popped out to Mariotti, who made a nice play just onto the outfield grass down the right field line last time up. Kick, the 0-0 pitch is swung and fouled back for strike 1. Dressler threw 4 1/3, has allowed 2 hits, struck out 2, walked 1 on 51 pitches. 29 of those have been strikes. Wind and the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down. Count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Kick and the pitch. Fastball is popped up to the right field side. Calling for it is Fouth, who will make the catch. And there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that will bring up the second baseman, Alex Robson. With 2 outs, brings up the number 9 batter in the order. Robson walked back in the third. Kick and the 0-0 from Dressler is a breaking ball down in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. In the top of the 5th here in Lisle. Pitchers duel thus far between 2 top programs. Kick and the 1-0. Swung and lifted into left center. Calling for it is Tyrell, who will make the catch. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Dressler and the Cougars. In the inning, the Eagles go out in order. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Your score remains 0-0 here in Lisle. Back in Lisle once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. It'll be Mateo Kaye to lead off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the 5th. Kaye drew a 4-pitch walk back in the 2nd. First pitch, called strike on the low outside corner with a fastball. 0-1 the count. McMahon, through 4+ innings of work, has walked 2 and struck out 7, thrown 61 pitches. 0-1 pitch just misses off the outside corner this time, now 1-1. Cougars looking to get some offense going here against the ace of this lacrosse team. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball grounded towards short, fielded cleanly by Hiley, who will throw across and get Kaye. And there's 1 out in the inning.
Catcher number 25, Justin Rodriguez.
With 1 out now, that'll bring up the catcher, Justin Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 0 for 1, struck out back in the 2nd. Wind and the 0 pitch. Breaking ball hits through the left side, and Rodriguez picks up the first CUC hit of the day. So CUC with their first hit of the day. It'll bring up Matt Fouth, the right fielder.
Right fielder number 7, Matt Fouth.
Fouth is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the 3rd. Rodriguez on first, Fouth the batter. 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th. Kick and the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. CUC will be back in action on Saturday afternoon. If you can't make it to the games against MSOE, you can find the live stream at cucougars.com/coverage. 0-1 the count to Fouth with Rodriguez at first. McMahon with the long pause, kicks the 0-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Fouth thought it was out. Now 0-2. CUC's had a runner on in 4 out of the first 5 innings now. McMahon worked a clean 4th last inning. No balls, 2 strikes to count to Fouth. Kick and the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by McClellan. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Fouth. McMahon kicks the 1-2. Fastball spoiled foul over the first base side, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Foul with a .268 hitter on the season, making his 18th start. 15 of 56, has 9 driven in. 1-2 the count on him here from McMahon. McMahon gets his side from McClellan. Kicks the 1-2. Breaking ball misses well outside, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the Cougar half of inning number 5. 0-0 ball game. It's been a pitcher's duel through the first 4.5. McMahon kicks the 2-2. Swan and grounded towards short. They'll go to second for 1. They will not make the throw to first. It'll be a fielder's choice. 2 outs in the inning now with Fouth aboard. And it'll bring up the top of the order in Jose Mercado. Mercado is 0 for 1 on the day, lined out to right in the first, and was hit by a pitch in the third. Has stolen a base already in today's ball game. Two outs here with Mercado, the batter. Pitch is a breaking ball blocked. Fouth trying to take second with it in the dirt, and throw down to second will be in time. CUC goes down in the inning. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit, nobody left. We're through 5 here in Lisle. Your score remains 0-0. back here in Lyle as we play on to the top of the 6th. First pitch misses down and in for a ball, 1-0. For Lacrosse, it will be the top of the order due up here in the 6th. 1-0 pitch is fouled straight back, and it's 1-1. Carney, the batter here, is 0 for 2. He struck out in the first and flew out to right back in the third. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball's up. Now 2-1. Two balls, one strike to count to the leadoff hitter for the Eagles. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. He pulled a string on him there. Now 2-2. Two balls, two strikes to count. Dressler working from the first base side of the rubber, the 2-2. Breaking ball grounded towards second. Benavides will field it and throw over to first, and there's one away in the top of the 6th. With one out now, that will bring up the shortstop, number 19, Nate Hiley. Hiley struck out back in the first and grounded it into a fielder's choice to short back in the third. One away in the top of the 6th. 0-0 breaking ball in there for a called strike. A good one there from Dressler. First time we've seen CUC use anybody besides, really, they've used 5 starters all year. As that one's a big swing and a miss. Now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The kick and the pitch. Breaking ball grounded up the middle. Mercado's there behind second. He'll throw over to first. Good dig by Mariotti, and there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Brennan Schmidt, the third baseman. Schmidt is 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to left in the first and hit a sharp one hopper to Mariotti over at first in the fourth. Dressler kicks, the 0-0 pitch. Runs inside, nearly hit him. 1-0 the count. Mind and the 1-0 from Dressler. Bunt shown, and it will be fouled off on the third base side to even the count at 1-1. One ball, one strike to count. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Dressler gets his sign, now readies. Kicks and the 1-1. Swan and grounded up the middle, backhanded by Benavides. He'll throw over to first, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning. 6 straight retired by the Cougars and Dressler. Your score remains 0-0 here in Lyle through 5.5. Back here in Lisle once again as we play on to the bottom of 6. Jose Mercado to lead off for the Cougars. Mercado 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch back in the third as he takes strike 1. He was hit by a pitch and stole a base in the third. No balls, 1 strike the count. McMahon kicks the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt as McMahon tripped. Count now 1-1. McMahon on the day has thrown just over 70 pitches, allowed just 1 hit, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike, and Mercado finds himself in a 1-2 hole. One ball, 2 strikes the count to Mercado. Wind down the 1-2. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Strikeout number 8 of the day for McMahon, and there's 1 away in the Cougar half of the 6th. With 1 out now, that will bring up Braden Benavides, the Cougar second baseman. Benavides is 0 for 2 on the day. He popped out to second back in the first and flew out to right in the third. First pitch, breaking ball, misses up and in for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes to count. Wind and the pitch. Check swung, and they said he went. And the count evens at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. 1 away here in the Cougar half of the 6th. Wind and the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball bounces in. Now 2-1 to Benavides. Brian Van Duzer waiting on deck. Two balls, 1 strike to count to the Cougars second baseman. Right-hander gets his sign and the 2-1. Swan and fouled straight back, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count.
I think you can get away with that one, Sheldon.
Wind blowing out to right here at Benedictine, but it's been a pitcher's duel here in Lisle as a breaking ball is swung at and missed as Benavides was unable to check his swing. Strikeout number 9 of the day for McMahon, and there's 2 outs in the Cougar 6th.
Third baseman number 9, Brian Van Duzer.
With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Brian Van Duzer, the Cougar third baseman. He is 0 for 1 here in game 1 of our doubleheader. He walked in the first and struck out on a fastball up in the zone back in the third. Breaking balls in there for a called strike, and it's 1-0. No balls, 1 strike to count. McMahon winds the pitch. Fastball spoiled foul and out of play, and Van Duzer finds himself in an 0-2 hole. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the Cougar half of the 6th. Wind and the 0-2. Fastball misses down. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wind and the 1-2. Breaking ball grounded towards short, fielded by Hiley. Throw across will be just in time to get Van Duzer, and that will do it for the Cougars in the 6th. In the inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left. We're through 6 here in Lisle. Your score remains 0-0. Back here in Lyle, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you can join us here as we head to the top of the 7th. Here on the campus of Benedictine University, it will be 4-5-6 due up for Lacrosse as that pitch hits Youngquist. And the leadoff man is aboard here for Lacrosse in the 7th. So with a man on now, that will bring up the right fielder, Cal Tully.
Right fielder, number 30, Cal Tully.
Tully is 1 for 2 with a double to left, and in the second, and he grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th. See if Lacrosse wants to play small ball here in the 7th. Bunt shown, and it's a good bunt on the first base side. Dressler will field it and tag the runner, and there's one away. Mariotti fell on the play and needs to replace his divot on the first base side. Runner in scoring position with 1 out now for Lacrosse.
First baseman, number 34, Brady Stolzman.
It'll bring up Brady Stolzman, the first baseman. Stolzman is 0 for 2. He flew out to deep center in the 4th and grounded out to second in the second inning. Stolzman on the season, a 400 hitter, 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position as the first pitch misses down for a ball, 1-0. Lacrosse is a team hitting .321 with this season with runners in scoring position. One and 0 the count. Kick and the pitch. Swan and grounded left side, glove by Van Duzer. He'll throw it across. Great play there by the diving third baseman of the Cougars. And there's 2 outs in the inning. Two outs in the Lacrosse half of the 7th. And the batter will be the left fielder, number 21, Shane Coker. Coker is 0 for 2, is grounded out to Benavides twice. Youngquist, the runner at second, here with 2 away, was hit by a pitch to open the inning. First pitch misses up for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes to count. Dressler trying to work around a leadoff hit batter. Dressler with the long pause, the 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, good block there by Rodriguez. Now 2-0. The catcher, Jake McClellan, would be next if Coker can reach. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Down in the dirt again, now 3-0. It's one of those situations here, if you're Coach Mike Stosky and the Cougars, you don't really want to give Coker too good of a pitch to hit. You have a base open and 2 outs in the inning. The catcher, McClellan, on deck. Dressler kicks the 3-0, and it's well high for ball 4. So runners at first and second now for Lacrosse with 2 away. That'll bring up the catcher, Jake McClellan. McClellan is 0 for 2 on the day, popped out to first in the 3rd and flew out to right in the 5th. Big moment in this ball game here. McClellan, a .391 hitter with runners in scoring position this season for Lacrosse. First pitch, breaking balls in the dirt from Dressler, and it's 1-0. And head coach Mike Stosky wants to go have a word with his pitcher. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. 0-0 ball game here in the top of the 7th. It's been well pitched. Just 3 total hits between the two sides in this ball game. Either pitcher, and really at this point, whoever ends up falling in this game, it's going to be a hard luck loss because both pitchers have thrown really well. Dressler at 76 pitches on the day has thrown 6 2/3, allowed 2 hits, has walked 2 and struck out 2. On the UW-Lacrosse side, McMahon has thrown 6 innings, 83 pitches, 1 hit, 2 walks, 9 Ks. As we get reset for play here. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Dressler at a career high of innings pitched in a ball game. 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Dressler threw 6 innings back on April 25th against Marion last season. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Dressler kicks the 1-1. Breaking ball is a called strike as the Cougars catch a break there. That pitch looked down from up here. What? 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Dressler 1 pitch away from escaping trouble here in the 7th. Dressler looking towards second. Kicks the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out with a fastball up. And that will do it for UW-Lacrosse in the 7th. In the inning, no runs on no hits. They leave 2 on. We're through 6.5 here in Lisle. Your score remains 0-0. Back in here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here. Bottom of the 7th, it will be 4-5-6 due up for the Cougars against McMahon. It'll be Brody Mariotti, the first baseman, to lead off. Mariotti is 0 for 2 here in Game 1. He struck out in the first and popped out behind home plate in the 4th. So you see with just a single hit off the bat of Justin Rodriguez so far in this ball game. As a first pitch fastball misses up for a ball, 1-0. UW-Lacrosse has just 2 hits in their own right. Dressler working out of a big 2-on, 2-out jam last half inning as that breaking ball's in there for a called strike. Now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count here to Mariotti. McMahon winds the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, good hold there for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to the Cougar first baseman. Wind in the 2-1 pitch. Fastball bounces in, now 3-1. Be an interesting choice here for head coach Mike Stosky if Mariotti can reach. CUC does have a lot of good speed on the bench. It'd be an interesting decision if you want to pull Mariotti here in the 7th. The pitch. Swan and hit well down to right field side. Back at the wall and is gone! Brody Mariotti goes deep for a 10th time this season, and the Cougars take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. A big swing by Brody Mariotti, and the Cougars take a 1-0 lead. No have to worry about a pinch runner here for Mariotti as he delivers his 10th homer of the season over the right field fence here at BU Sports Complex. A big 1-0 lead here as the Cougars bring one across. The batter now, Connor Brandon. First pitch fastball. He takes a big swing and comes up empty. 0-1 the count. Mariotti has shown this season, though, that he has been able to go to the opposite field quite a bit. 2 of his home runs in the latest homestand for CUC as that breaking ball is a called strike. The one before Lakeland hit 2 home runs to right field like it was nothing. Wind does help today, but I think that one is going to leave regardless. Right in between the 315 and 340 marks in right here at Lyle Sports Complex as this one's popped down the right field line by Brandon. Playable for the right fielder, Tully, who will make the catch, and there's one away. With one out here in the Cougar half, it'll bring up the center fielder, Keegan Tyrell. Tyrell is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, once in the 2nd and once in the 4th. Wind and the 0-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and in. 1-0. Wind and the 1-0 from McMahon. Bounces in. Now 2-0 to Tyrell. Tyrell ranks 2nd on the team with 17 walks on the year. McMahon winds and the 2-0. Swan and driven into right center, and this could go down for extra bases. Yes! Into the corner, Tyrell around first. He will round second, going for third. Throw is going to be high, and he will be into third with a one-out triple. So a big triple by Tyrell, and the Cougars have a runner at third with one away. Tyrell ran through a stop sign at second. Coach Mike Stosky telling him to hold, but CUC being a very aggressive base running team, he slides in easily with the throw being high. As we have a meeting on the mound here for Lacrosse. Take another look at the Brody Mariotti home run. Going deep to right field for his 10th of the season. It just kept carrying down that right field side. CUC taking the 1-0 lead on that shot. So it'll be Tyrell at third for CUC with one away. And that will bring up Mateo Kaye, the designated hitter. No action in either bullpen. Both pitchers have thrown extremely well in today's ballgame. Kaye is 0 for 1 in today's ballgame. He walked on 4 pitches in the 2nd and grounded out to short back in the 5th. Infield will be in here for Lacrosse, trying to cut down the runner at the plate. See if Kaye can get a fly ball here to try to bring home a run. Kaye with runners in scoring position this season is hitting .471. He's 8 for 17. First pitch, swung and missed. He chased a curveball down in the dirt for strike one. No balls, one strike the count here to Kaye. McMahon kicks the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count evens at 1-1. A lot of trust in catcher Jake McClellan behind the dish, throwing curveballs as sharply as McMahon throws them. Because anything that scoots away, Tyrell has good speed at third, and it's a decently deep backstop here at Benedictine. Will give the chance for the Cougars to bring home a second run. 1-1 the count here. The pitch to Kaye. Breaking ball called strike. Looks to be just off the outside corner, but Kaye now finds himself in a 1-2 hole. One ball, two strikes to the Cougar designated hitter. Tyrell at third. CUC with one run in the inning thus far on the Mariotti home run to right. Kick and the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block there by McClellan. Count evens at 2-2. Lacrosse sending a right-hander down to the bullpen to get loose. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. The pitch, swung and grounded towards the second baseman. Fielded by Robson, who will throw over to first, and there's 2 outs in the inning. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Justin Rodriguez, the Cougar catcher.
The catcher, number 25, Justin.
Rodriguez is 1 for 2 on the day, owns one of CUC's 3 hits. He K'd back in the second and singled through the left side in the 5th. Tyrell standing at third. Cougars leading this one 1-0. Kick, the 2-out, the 0-0 pitch is outside for ball 1. Rodriguez on the season for CUC is a 167 hitter with runners in scoring position. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses well high, now 2-0. Matt Fouth would be next if Rodriguez can reach. Two balls, no strikes to count. McMahon with a long look in. Gets his sign, now readies. Kicks the 2-0. Breaking ball. Checks swung, gets away from the catcher. Tyrell coming home, and he's safe. That's a big run for the Cougars as Tyrell got a great read on a ball that just bounced away from McClellan behind the dish, and it's 2-0 CUC. Count 2-1 as Rodriguez checks swung at that. 2-0 Cougars here in the 7th. McMahon winds the 2-1. Swung on and missed as Rodriguez chased a pitch off the outside corner. Now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild in the bottom of the 7th. This will be pitch number 100 of the day for McMahon. Breaking ball grounded towards short, fielded cleanly. And the throw over is in time to get Rodriguez. And that will do it for the Cougars in the inning. In the bottom of the 7th for CUC, they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave nobody. Your new score here in Lisle after 7. Cougars 2, Eagles nothing. Back here in Lisle once again. Glad you could join us here. 2-0 Cougars as we head to the top of the 8th. Cougars coming in with a 2-0 lead as that pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. For Lacrosse in the inning, it will be 9-1-2 due up in the 8th. Alex Robson, the batter, he is 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to center as that one's a called strike, now 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball called strike, now 1-2. Kick and the 1-2 pitch. Misses in the dirt, now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. Dressler kicks the 2-2. Swan and fouled straight back. And the count evens at 2-2. Lacrosse with a right-hander readying in their bullpen. CUC's bullpen's quiet here in the 8th. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards short. Mercado's there. He will throw it across in plenty of time, and there's one away in the inning. With 1 out now, that will bring up the top of the order for Lacrosse. It'll be Zach Carney, the center fielder. Carney is 0 for 3 in today's ball game. He struck out in the first, flew out to right in the third, and grounded to second in the 6th. Dressler winds the 0-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. Dressler's done a good job keeping his pitch count down. That was pitch number 86 of the day. The 0-1 pitch. Misses just too tall. Now 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is off the handle and foul on the first base side. Now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. Dressler readies and the 1-2 pitch. Swan and spoiled foul off the end of the bat, and we'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the Lacrosse half of the 8th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dressler getting his sign from Rodriguez. Right-hander winds and deals the 1-2. Is a fastball upstairs. Couldn't get him to chase. Now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the Lacrosse half of the 8th. Wind in the 2-2. Swan and grounded towards Benavides. Fielded on a big hop. He'll throw it over to first, and there's 2 away. With 2 outs in the 8th, now that'll bring up Nate Hiley, the shortstop.
The shortstop, number 19, Nate Hiley.
Hiley is 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out in the first, grounded into a fielder's choice to short in the third, and grounded out to short in the 6th on a nice play by Mercado up the middle. Dressler winds. 0-0 pitch is Swan and fouled off. 0-1 the count. Hiley on the season, a .351 hitter with 2 outs, as the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Wind in the 1-1. Breaking ball down and in, now 2-1. 4th time that UW-Lacrosse is going through their order. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count here. Dressler winds a 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses down and away, now 3-1. CUC does have a right-hander getting ready down in their bullpen. as this one swung on and popped up down the right field side. Calling for it and making the catch is Braden Benavides, and that will do it for Lacrosse in the 8th. In the inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left. We head to the bottom half of the 8th. Your score, Cougars 2, Eagles nothing.
Cougars 2, Eagles nothing.
Back here in Lyle, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Bottom of inning number 8. It's a new pitcher on for Lacrosse. It will be number 7 right-hander Owen Olson on. The right-hander has a 1-0 record and a 5.11 ERA, making his 5th appearance of the season, has thrown 12 1/3 innings, allowing 15 hits, 7 earned runs, 5 walks, and 11 Ks. First pitch is a strike. 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike the count. Kick and the pitch. Swung and popped up in foul ground. And it will just get out of play down the right field side. Count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes the count. On Fouth. Kick and the pitch. Misses down and away. Now 1-2. Closing the book on McMahon on the day. He goes 7 innings, throws 104 pitches, allows 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 9 Ks. One of those 2 runs coming on as that one's hit down the left field line and into the corner. Fouth can run well. He will take second easily, and it'll be a leadoff double for the Cougars here in the 8th. So the leadoff man on for CUC, trying to add any and all insurance runs here, leading 2-0.
4 hits in the game. We have a single, double, triple, and home run.
With the man on second now, it'll bring up Jose Mercado, the shortstop.
It refers to a batter if he gets all 4 types of those hits in a single game.
Mercado is 0 for 2 on the day. He lined out to right in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, and struck out looking in the 6th.
Shortstop number 1, Jose Mercado.
Infield corners are up for Lacrosse. Oh, pitch. Mercado shows bunt as it misses down. 1-0 the count. See if the Cougars want to lay down a sacrifice bunt here. As a team, CUC has laid just 4 sacrifices down all year long. 1-0 the count here to Mercado. Kick and the 1-0. Mercado shows bunt, and it bounces past the catcher, McClellan. And it will be a runner at third for CUC. Now 2-0 the count. Takes the bunt out of play unless CUC decides to get aggressive with no outs with a squeeze play. Two balls, no strikes to count to Mercado. Mercado on the season with runners in scoring position is hitting .348. Infield in for Lacrosse. Kick the 2-0. Misses outside, and it's 3-0 to Mercado. Three balls, no strikes to count. Olsen gets to sign the 3-0 pitch. Is down for ball 4, and the Cougars will have runners at the corners with nobody out here in the 8th. Batter now is Braden Benavides for CUC. Benavides on the day is 0 for 3. Popped out to second in the first, flew out to right in the third, and struck out on a curveball in the 6th. Infield will be up here for Lacrosse. Makes it dangerous here because you know Mercado's going to be itching to go here early in the count. With the infield in, it's going to be hard to throw Mercado out as either the second baseman or the shortstop will have to make a play on the run going back. Olsen with the long hold, and they will check on Mercado. Game just over 2 hours old here. Started just a couple minutes past the top of the 4th hour here. Kick the pitch. In there for a called strike on the outer half. Now 0-1.
The fourth hour was 14 hours ago.
No balls. 1 strike to count here to Benavides. On the season, Benavides is a .371 hitter with runners in scoring position, 13 to 35. Shows bunt and bunts it foul. Now 0-2. Mercado was off on the play, but has to retreat back. No balls, 2 strikes to Benavides. Fouth at third, Mercado at first. Nobody out. Pickoff attempt will send Mercado diving back as he was leaning towards second. No balls, 2 strikes. Olsen gets his sign. Now readies once again. We'll check on Mercado once again. Count still 0-2. CUC trying to win their 24th straight game here today. Kick in the 0-2. Mercado goes. Ground balls to short. Only play is to first. Mercado takes second on the play. It'll be 2 in scoring position now with 1 away with the heart of the Cougar lineup coming up. Batter now will be Brian Van Duzer.
Third baseman number 9, Brian Van Duzer.
Van Duzer is 0 for 2 in game 1 of our doubleheader. He walked in the first, struck out in the third, and grounded out to short in the 6th. Two nothing Cougars lead it here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 in scoring position here. Right part of the order up for CUC. First pitch misses up for a ball just above the belt. 1-0. Van Duzer on the season with runners in scoring position is hitting .514, 19 of 37. Chance to bring in a pair here. Kick and the 1-0. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher, McClellan. Here comes Fouth, and he will be in there as Olsen was unable to hold on to the ball. And a run scores for CUC, and it's 3-0. So 3-0 CUC here in the 8th. 2-0 the count on Van Duzer. Infield still in for Lacrosse. Two balls, no strikes to count to Van Duzer. 1 out. CUC with 1 run in the inning thus far. Olsen kicks the 2-0. Called strike there on the outer half. Now 2-1. Van Duzer came into today tied with Mariotti with 32 RBIs, which leads the team. Mariotti took that lead back when he launched a solo shot last inning. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Now 3-1 to Van Duzer. You have a base open, but you really don't want to face Mariotti with runners on. 3-1 the count here. Olsen gets his sign from McClellan. The pitch misses up for ball 4, and Van Duzer is on for the second time today. With 2 on now for CUC, it'll bring up Brody Mariotti. And Lacrosse wants to have a quick visit to the mound. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Back here in Lisle, glad you could join us here today. Bottom of inning number 8, it'll be Cougars with runners at the corners and 1 away. Brody Mariotti, the batter now. Mariotti is 1 for 3 in game 1. Struck out in the first, popped out in the 4th, and then hit a solo shot to right to get the Cougars on the board in the 7th. Runners at the corners now for CUC with 1 out. Middle infield at double play depth here for Lacrosse. First pitch, breaking ball, misses for ball 1. Wind blowing out to right. Mariotti hitting his 10th homer of the year, going opposite field once again, as he has done oh so many times this season. Quick check on Van Duzer as he goes back to first. Game 2 will come up approximately 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out here in the Cougar 8th. Olsen looking, kicks the 1-0. Swannon grounded towards short, could be 2. Short to second, over to first, a 6-4-3 double play, and that will do it for the Cougars in the 8th. In the inning, CUC picks up 1 run, though, on 1 hit. They leave a man at third. We're through 8 here in Lisle. Your score, Cougars 3, Eagles nothing. Here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here as we head to the top of the 9th. New pitcher on for CUC will be Mike Tobin, the right-handed freshman. First pitch swinging, and it's grounded back to Tobin. He will run it over and flip it to Jacob Frank, who came in 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Carson Youngquist, the designated hitter. Mike Tobin on the year for CUC has a 0 ERA, making his 7th appearance, as that one's in there for a called strike 0-1. His 7th appearance of the year has 3 saves to his credit, has worked 6 2/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, no runs, struck out 6, as the 0-1 misses outside, now 1-1. Opponents batting just 154 against him. Youngquist on the day is 1 for 2, as the 1-1 misses outside, now 2-1. He grounded out in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, and was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Cougars trying to close out, win 24 in a row. The 2-1 pitch. Swan and hit well into left center. Playable for Tyrell, who will camp under it and make the catch, and there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that will bring up the right fielder, Cal Tully. Tully is 1 for 2 on the day, doubled back in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, and laid down a sac bunt in the 7th. First pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The big part of this ball game before CUC got on the board was that 7th inning when Noah Dressler was able to work out of trouble. They had 2 on in the inning, but he was able to get a big strikeout with 2 outs to keep the game scoreless at the time. 1-1 the count here from Tobin. This one popped up into shallow right, dropping quickly, and that will be down for a 2-out base hit. Just the 3rd hit of the day for Lacrosse, and we are going to have a pinch runner over at first. Pinch runner will be number 13 for UW-Lacrosse, Parker Plume. Plume making his 20th appearance of the season. 1 on, 2 out here. Tobin trying to close out game 1.
The batter is the first baseman, number 34.
The batter is the first baseman, number 34, Brady Stolzman. Stolzman is 0 for 3 as that one misses, 1-0. Stolzman grounded out to second in the second, flew out to deep center in the fourth, and then was robbed of a hit by Brian Van Duzer in the seventh. The 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike, now 1-1. This is the first action in a while for Tobin. His last outing came against Marion, where he threw an inning with 2 strikeouts. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. And the Eagles are down to their final strike. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kick and the pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3, and that's your ball game. Tobin picks up his 4th win of the year as the Cougars shut out the Eagles here in Game 1 by a final score of 3-0. Final totals here in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Cougars 3, Eagles nothing. For the Eagles, no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 6 left on. For the Cougars, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 4 left on. Winning pitcher is Dressler, now 3-0. Losing pitcher is McMahon, now 3-2. Save goes to Tobin, his 4th of the year. Game 2 coming up in just a little bit. We'd like to thank you for everybody that won't hang around for Game 2 of our doubleheader for tuning in today. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. Cougars 3-0 winners here in Game 1. Game 2 coming up in approximately 30 minutes. We'll talk to you then for the final time of Game 1. Cougars 3, Eagles nothing.